Hi, Smiles on Flick here. Have you ever had a conversation with someone and somewhere along the line there was an awkward silence? The other person is expecting you to say something and you sit in there like a piece of wood thinking hard of a topic but nothing comes to mind? It's really embarrassing. I know this because it's happened to me on several occasions. Then I discovered these 4 simple but magical topics I'm about to share with you guys today. You can use these topics with just about anyone. This method is known as the Ford method. It creates rapport and strong relationships from day one. Now, grab your popcorn and 3D glasses. Let's go for a ride. F stands for family. Studies have shown that a lot of people feel awkward when speaking about their families. That notwithstanding, asking someone family-related questions indirectly creates a strong rapport. So instead of asking someone you've met for the first time, questions like, who is your father, or what does your mother do for a living? Look around and come up with a question like, you see that girl over there? Yeah, I mean the one with the long hair. She's just like my sister. Very handful. Do you have a sister? If she says no, you could ask a follow-up question like, wow, you are one lucky lady. She would probably laugh and ask you why. Now you guys are speaking about family without her knowing it. Another interesting way is to make assumptions. Let's say you meet a girl at the beach. You could say something like, hey, you look like you come from a rich family. Such an assumption would get her curious and make her find out from you why you think so. If she doesn't come from a rich family, she would correct your statement and ask you whether you come from a rich family. O stands for occupation. 45% of our lives are spent on our occupations. It's an important part of our life, and because of that, we have a lot of experiences to share. Most of us make mistakes by asking the wrong questions and boring questions like, so what's your major? Where do you work? How much is your salary? This one is terrible. Let's say you go on a date and you ask her, what do you do for a living? And she says, she's a nurse. Now, here is the part where most of us make mistakes by responding, oh, okay. So how many days do you work in a week? And she says 4 days. Oh, okay. Do you do night shifts? She says yes. And you go like, oh, you know the drill. This is a boring conversation and she would swear to herself never to talk to you again for the rest of her life. You need to use the R and F method. Respond and follow up. So instead of saying okay to everything she says, you should say something like, wow, that's interesting. My late aunt was a nurse. She used to talk about seeing ghosts at night. Can you believe that? So what's your experience working at night? A question like this means you are listening to her. You shared your loss with her, and this will make her have an emotional switch. This is a good way of creating rapport between opposite sexes. A mistake you need to avoid making is speaking about yourself when she hasn't asked, and when she asks, make it brief and interesting. Recreation. This is a fun topic people like to talk about because everyone has an interest or a hobby. Knowing someone's interest helps you to quickly identify their personality. It's advisable to ask surface level questions like, so what do you like to do? What do you do in your free time? In as much as these questions sound like something you've heard over and over again, it works all the time. Let's say you meet someone at the airport and you ask a question like this, so what do you like to do in your free time? And he mentions something you've never heard or have no clue about. It's advisable not to show signs of, what the hell is that? You should say something in the lines of, wow, that must be an interesting activity. Tell me more. So for how long have you been doing it? I've always wanted to do that myself. Where do I start? Responses like this makes the other person feels being listened to. It feels not being judged no matter how stupid the activity might sound. If you're enjoying this video, please press the subscribe button to join the Smiles family. Thank you. The last and most powerful topic to talk about is dreams. Everyone has dreams or goals they want to achieve in their life, but most people don't achieve their goals due to the lack of support from family and society. We are told to go to school, get a job and join the rat race, save with a bank, spend the saved money during your retirement and die without realizing your dreams. And when you talk to the average person about your dreams, they think you are stupid, and worst of all, they think you are self-conceited. And because of these reasons, most people don't like to share their innermost dreams with anyone. So before you bring up this topic, it's crucial to build a strong rapport with the person in order to find out what their innermost dreams are. It's actually easy to identify someone's dreams just by knowing what they like to do. If the person likes to take pictures, chances are he would like to be a professional filmmaker, photographer, or an artist. So let's say you ask him or her a question like, so what do you like to do? And the person says, I like to take pictures. You should say, wow, that's a good hobby. Have you ever thought of making films for a living in the future? Let's say you have a coffee break with a girl. You could look around and say something along the lines of, wow, look at all these people working every day from 9 to 5. And then they finally stop for a cup of coffee and they go back. Sometimes I feel like we have more potential than working and working and working every day in an office from 9 to 5. Do you have any plans of accomplishing something bigger than what you're doing now? If she has dreams, she will certainly be excited about your question and talk about her goals endlessly. Don't forget to make questions and responses relevant to the environment. Maybe you're both on a bus and you see a naughty kid who wouldn't sit down for a minute. Speak about family. Maybe you are at the beach, speak about recreation. So guys, these are 4 smart ways you can use to create instant rapport with just about anyone. What are your favorite lines or topics for connecting with anyone, anytime, anywhere? Leave a comment. Once again, it's been nice sharing this with you guys, Mars Nation. Talk to you in the next one. Peace.